A new study has found Canadians believe society has become increasingly polarized because of COVID-19. In the final installment of our series, Your Road Ahead, Nicole Martin talks with experts who provide ways to navigate social media and divisions between family and friends as COVID misinformation continues.
More than 2 years after the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic, WHO doctors say they're continuing their fight against the virus and an info-demic.
Huge amounts of misinformation that's out there. The misinformation that Omicron is mild, misinformation that the pandemic is over, misinformation that this is the last variant that we will have to deal with. This is really causing a lot of confusion that's out there.
Professor Timothy Caulfield says the amount of misinformation is unquantifiable.
I've been studying misinformation for decades, and I've never seen anything like this.
From falsehoods about the vaccines to the cause of the pandemic, Caulfield says empirical research has shown that it's not only done real harm, but has become political.
So it's become incredibly ideological, and that has caused, I think, real division because people get inside their own information bubbles. They use confirmation bias. They start to distrust sources from the other team, and that's a real problem.
It's something internet researcher and assistant professor Fenwick McKelvey has noticed in his studies of online behavior, saying politicizing COVID-19 has made it difficult to regulate online.
As we are getting into a fine line between what someone's personal opinion and what someone's spreading health misinformation and disinformation.
According to Twitter, the platform saw a COVID-19 related tweet every 45 milliseconds in April 2020. Not all were accurate, and since then, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube have provided links to credible information sources, placed warning labels on potentially misleading content, and have removed posts altogether.
In general, there continues to be concerns about accountability and transparency about whether we're seeing sufficient oversight.
Meanwhile, 40% of people surveyed in a University of Saskatchewan study said they've actually reduced contact with family and friends over an argument about the pandemic. But Professor Caulfield says having conversations with others in your everyday lives who may have differing viewpoints makes a difference.
Research tells us that, yes, people trust scientists and they trust healthcare providers, but they really resonate with someone like them, someone who shares their values, who has shared experiences. So those conversations matter.
His advice, be kind and provide a path to credible information.
And the last bit of advice I would say is know when to tap out. When the temperatures start to rise, there's no point going forward. Know when to back away. Keep those friendships intact.
Navigating your road ahead, Nicole Martin, CHCH News.